Good evening, my name is Josh, and in this small group interaction assignment, I was teamed up with Josh A, David, Tate, and Ray. And I got to say, within this assignment, it was a little bit rough because none of us really knew what we were technically need to do when trying to invest in stocks. But when compared to other groups that have been assigned to in other assignments, it was actually a little bit more comfortable, meaning that I was able to relax around them a bit more since we actually had started to talk with one another outside of the assignment itself, allow us to feel a little bit more comfortable with each other because normally when I normally get assigned to other groups, they don't really want to talk to each other. They only want to focus on trying to get the assignment done. Of course, I understand that, but at the same time, it does make it a bit harder to understand what is going through their head and how can we actually make any conversation we had more lucrative. But it wasn't really that much of trouble within this group because within this group, everyone tried to make the environment around us as least tense as possible, making it feel more comfortable and easier to talk to one another. So we didn't really have to hide any deals that we had. And that's something that I normally don't really have happen that often. When it comes to like team roles, I really only noticed like three roles that kept occurring. The server role where everyone actually did take part in doing and recording what was going on throughout the meetings, and also the interactive role where, or should I say, initiator role, where everyone had kept giving some type of idea or kept making sure everything kept moving forward. And also the team leader. And the side note, I was the team leader for this assignment. And and to be honest, since everyone was working with one another, it actually made things a little bit simpler. Of course, I made sure that everyone stayed on task and not stray too far from the assignment when meeting up. On top of that, on another side note, during this assignment, it was a bit hard considering that majority of us were commuters and did have jobs. So even though we were able to meet up, it was quite difficult in trying to find some times that work for everyone's schedule, especially considering that we had different class times and some people worked early in the morning or late in the afternoon, depending on the job they were working, stuff like that. So trying to get everyone organized together was easy, but at the same time not. Because even though we understood what type of schedules each lead, it left very little room for us to actually schedule like certain meetup times. But like team leader should, I always try to make sure that we try to get some type of progress done no matter what. That leads me into the attendance of the group as a whole. Since we didn't really have that time, we always made sure to stay on time and meet up as scheduled. No one really showed up late or showed up early because that's how little time we actually had. Everyone did pretty good in being uh, did pretty good in attending and being interactive with one another. So when we interacted with one another, no one felt left out and no one felt belittled because everyone focused on trying to make sure everyone was equal in one each other. We didn't really try to overstep boundaries of another person because we want to make sure this assignment progresses as smooth as possible. We didn't want a type of conflict to go or any type of argument to pop up. We all had the knowledge that we need to focus and make sure to get some type of progress completed when trying to invest in stocks. or try and do some research on the stocks and invest into them and figure out how many shares to get, to like if we need to actually invest in some shares that we have to another stock instead of the stock that we had initially chosen. Of course, we also determined that we need to stay diverse in the type of stocks that we needed for the assignments. And yeah, there was it was pretty straightforward. Everyone understand the agenda that we needed to do in the short amount of time that we were able to work together. Of course, we use group chats in order to publicly communicate to one another, but of course, uh, we didn't. Of course, there was always be room for improving the communication abilities when we're outside of school, because again, everyone has different times they're able to talk to one another outside academic environments. And there was really nothing negative about this group. It was very positive and impressing. That if anything, if I had to change anything about this assignment, is that to invest in this, it's, well, how should I say this? Is that even though we were given 2 weeks, into invest in the stock is a and try to come up with some type of result in that duration, it's very small. So during this assignment, we actually did make quite a profit that you can actually see in the Excel sheet attached. See in the Excel sheet that we came up with, and where we actually did make a bit of a profit from the initial investment that we made into the stocks that we had. Though it probably would not be the same if we had done it towards like a longer period of time, whereas it would, let's say, take at least half a year to see how much of profit we could have made during that time with the stocks that we had chosen. Because normally when investing in stocks, it never turns out like that, because sometimes you make money like instantly, or that the stocks that stay steady and you don't really see that much of difference towards the end within 2 weeks. But of course, like I was pleased. I was overall pleased with how things turned out, because we had some type of interaction with another, where we understood what each other was thinking and had a good understanding of how the workflow should be whenever we did meet up or talk to one another. And that a major thing that I actually would like to see change within the assignment is that try to give a more specific goal. Because sure, even though we were given a goal of just investing the money to get some type of progress, it would have been nice having a more clear goal in what we need to do with the money that we're given. Because we could just invest aimlessly and not then and just sit around do nothing when we met up, because really there wasn't like a major goal that we needed to focus on. We just needed to focus on investing in stock and managing it. That's it. So, for example, it would have been nice to making this assignment a bit like a group competition, seeing who can more efficiently manage the stocks they have, and trying to figure out who can earn the most revenue or the most profit from the stocks that either they were given or they chose. So like a little bit competitive, seeing who can actually work well together in order to accomplish the task, or how the group functions as a whole, seeing how everyone wants to be able to compete together as a group against another group, something along those lines. other than that, there's not really much changes that I would probably recommend for this assignment itself. And it was nice. It was really positive. Though be it uh, quite short for such assignment, it was very positive, and I actually quite enjoyed myself during this time.